The town of Hamelin was once a peaceful and prosperous place, known for its charming houses, bustling markets, and happy people. But one day, an unexpected disaster struck. The town became overrun by rats scurried through the streets, gnawed on food in market stalls, and even invaded homes. They chewed on clothes, books, and furniture, making life unbearable for the townsfolk. The baker found rats inside his sacks of flour, the farmer saw them stealing grains from his storage, and even the mayor's grand feast was ruined when the creatures climbed onto his table. The people of Hamelin tried everything, setting traps, getting cats, and even forming groups to chase the rats away. But nothing worked. The rats only multiplied, becoming bolder and more fearless. In desperation, the people gathered at the town hall, demanding that the mayor find a way to rid them of the infestation. As the townspeople argued over what to do, a strange figure entered Hamelin. He wore a bright, multicolored coat and carried a long, elegant flute. He introduced himself as the Pied Piper and claimed he had the power to rid the town of its rats for a price. The mayor, eager for a solution, promised the piper a large sum of gold if he could drive the rats away. The piper smiled, lifted his flute to his lips, and began to play an enchanting melody. The moment the music floated through the air, something magical happened. The rats stopped in their tracks. Their twitching noses lifted, their tiny ears perked up, and as if under a spell, they began to follow the piper. He walked through the streets, playing his flute, and thousands of rats poured out of houses, shops, and stores, all dancing to his tune. The piper led them to the river, and one by one, the rats plunged into the rushing waters. Soon, not a single rat was left in Hamelin. The townspeople cheered and celebrated, amazed by the piper's magical ability. The town of Hamelin erupted in celebration. Bells rang, people danced, and feasts were prepared. The mayor and town leaders, however, were feeling greedy. They whispered among themselves, questioning why they should pay the piper such a large sum for something that now seemed so simple. When the piper returned to collect his reward, the mayor scoffed and offered him only a handful of coins instead of the agreed amount. "Surely, playing a flute is not worth a fortune," he said mockingly. The piper's expression darkened. "A promise was made," he warned, his voice calm but firm. "You must keep your word." But the mayor only laughed. "Take this or take nothing," he said, tossing a few coins onto the ground. The piper picked up his flute and, without another word, began to play a new melody. This tune was different, haunting and sorrowful. And just like before, something strange happened. As the piper's haunting melody drifted through Hamelin, the children of the town began to stir. Just as the rats had done before, they stopped what they were doing and turned toward the music, mesmerized. One by one, they began to follow the piper, leaving behind their homes, games, and families. The adults watched in horror as their sons and daughters marched through the streets, entranced by the tune. The piper led them beyond the town gates, up a winding path toward the mountains. The desperate parents ran after them, calling out their names, but no child turned back. Suddenly, as the piper reached the mountain, a large door opened in the rocky cliffside. He stepped inside, leading the children with him. The door closed behind them with a final, echoing sound. When the parents arrived, the mountain was silent. There was no trace of their children or the piper. Hamelin had paid a terrible price for breaking its promise. From that day on, the town remained sorrowful and empty, forever haunted by the memory of the lost children and the music of the Pied Piper. This tale teaches the importance of keeping one's promises and honoring agreements. The town's greed led to a heartbreaking loss, showing that deceit and dishonesty can have severe consequences.
Please like and subscribe my channel for more such stories.